Hello, I've been attending this conference this last couple of days called RISE. It's not a financial services industry conference. It's definitely not a fintech conference, which, by the way, is a phrase that I'm famously known not to like very much. It's a conference on startups, especially startups that are transforming the digital world as we know it to be. And I must say that I've had an amazing time at this conference. I heard many phrases that go towards thinking about how I should think about where financial services should plug into in the whole scheme of the revolution taking place in the digital space today. This conference takes me as far away as possible from topics like capital adequacy and regulation and know your customer and all the excuses why financial services should be limited to financial institutions. Here I heard phrases like "we have become people of the screen" by the founder of Royal, Bill Liu, whose business it is to create screens, foldable screens on clothes, on fashion design. Louis Vuitton has put his screen on bag designs. And then I heard phrases like money as a code on the cloud. Money as a code on the cloud. That's a very profound conceptualization of money, which then sets me thinking about money, coding, cloud. So many points from there. Somebody who was a very an expert on robotics said there is going to be a paradigm shift for man and machine interface. So I'm looking forward to that, especially in the 5G realm, and so on. But I just want to focus on two things that profoundly influenced my thinking about how all of this is applicable to the financial services industry. First is the whole idea of monetizing the conversation. I've been telling many people in the financial services industry that we should stop thinking about products. We should stop thinking about current accounts and mortgages and so on, and start thinking about conversations, from where the whole productization realm should start for any business, and definitely so in financial services. But I've not been able to conceptualize or crystallize how this this conversation is monetizable, for example. In this conference I found so many examples, and I'm so excited about them. When you think about the martial arts one championship, the people who have made mixed martial arts, nearly $1 billion success in Asia, they used the conversation, the interaction with communities of people in order to create that humongous productization capability. And then there are companies like StockX. This guy, he basically creates a lot of conversations on his platform from where people trade on collectibles like Nike shoes or very interesting paraphernalia, and then they create Dutch auctions where there's actually a trade, and then there is also a secondary market on this thing called StockX. And so on, and ride sharing, and even Spotify, which actually is perhaps one of the best examples in collecting data and then creating content, which then becomes product. The second point that I thought really affected my thinking on the future of the financial services industry is on this area of payments, and I am convinced now more than ever that payments is just another form of information on the information rail. And what that means is that it will have to adhere to all the dynamics that are transforming how information. So payments is nothing more than information on the digital information trail, the rails, right? And for that, we have to look at institutions and not institutions, players who are actually acing the ability to monetize content. This company called GIF, started by a guy called Alex Chung, he said that Google, as large as it is, accounts for only about 1% of all the word search there is possible on the internet. And what he's done is he's given meaning and visual meaning to ordinary words that people don't think about searching, such as hello or how are you, and gave it a visualization. And from there, he's been able to monetize that visualization. And from there, he's taken ordinary content and given life to it. And so that's what payments needs to do eventually. We should stop thinking about payments as a monetary transaction. We should think of it as information. There's a girl called Wenji who is Chinese Australian who's made herself into a K-pop star in unlikely places like the Philippines just by being able to aggregate and create content and then put it across in all of the different channels that she's been successful in social media and so on. So in these different ways, I've seen, and of course gaming, and I was surprised that in each of these areas, in gaming for example, it is possible still to create new experiences and to create new frontiers and to create new business models on the platforms, on the devices, and then of course on the content itself, the games themselves. And someone said at this conference that the largest of the e-commerce companies have not even been created yet. They don't exist today. And of course, with 5G on its way and so on, I would tend to agree with that. And then it sets my imagination going as to what that future company that is not existing today will look like as all of these comes together. So I've been really very excited being here, and it's got my mind wrestling with some of these legacy things that I've been thinking about, and it really has set me free. So I'm very happy to be in this environment, and I think that finance should be a subset of the rest of the digital world and not be a universe by itself.